What is up? This is your LA in a minute, and today we honor and celebrate the life and legacy of a genuine superhero from Compton. I'm talking about Sergeant Joe Harris, believed to have been the oldest surviving World War II paratrooper prior to his passing at the age of 108. Let's get into it. Harris was amongst the last surviving members of the historic 555th Parachute Infantry Battalion, nicknamed the Triple Nickels. The battalion helped protect the United States from deadly Japanese balloon bombs during World War II at a time when much of America, including the military, was still segregated. Harris was born in 1916 in Westdale, a small town in northwest Louisiana, where he became a truck driver and ended up marrying his high school sweetheart, Louise Singleton. Harris enlisted in the Army in 1941 at a time when Black Americans were often relegated to support-level jobs in the military. But by 1943, President Franklin Roosevelt faced pressure to include them in combat units. Accordingly, Harris was amongst the first 16 men that were trained and became the first Black Americans to graduate from the Army's elite airborne school at Fort Benning, Georgia, later that year. That group formed the 555th Parachute Infantry Battalion, nicknamed the Triple Nickels, as the U.S. Army's first all-black parachute infantry battalion, and it became an early significant step towards the military's eventual desegregation. The men became part of a confidential program known as Operation Firefly on the Pacific Coast, where Japanese forces had begun launching hundreds of balloon bombs into the jet stream that were carried across the Pacific to the U.S. mainland with the intent of starting forest fires. More than 300 of these balloon bombs eventually reached the United States, setting off countless forest fires before the Triple Nickels intervened. Harris and his unit became the front lines for fighting these blazes and protecting American soil, jumping from C-47 cargo planes with heavy equipment and very little protection. By the time Harris was honorably discharged in November of 1945, he had completed 72 of these parachute jumps. Wow. After the war, Harris worked for the U.S. Border Patrol and ended up moving to Compton, where he became a neighborhood patriarch, a man everyone on the block knew and gravitated towards. Though Harris's wife passed away in 1981, he's survived by his son, Pirate Joe Harris Sr., and his two daughters, Michonne Harris and Latanya Pittman. And he had a moving ceremony to celebrate his life and his accomplishments just last week. So Sergeant Joe Harris is a true American hero, a true superhero, representing Compton, Los Angeles, California, and the United States. And today, we honor and celebrate his legacy. All right, LA, it's been a minute.